9 o'clock. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. There's probably not a neater segment that we do than to do the Rosebud Mining First Responder of the Month here on WCCS. We're so happy to talk to these ladies and gentlemen who are our first responders. If you go to WCCSradio.com, you click on the First Responder of the Month presented by Rosebud Mining Company, you're going to see a huge list of folks who have been nominated to be the First Responder of the Month. And all that means is that there are a whole bunch of people that really appreciate the work done by these ladies and gentlemen. And Tom Baker is with us this morning. Tom, for many, many years with the Clyde Fire Department, the Armagh'East Wheatfield Fire Department, Citizens Ambulance as well. It's like the guy has not enough to do with his time, huh? He has to be out there helping someone all the time. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us. Our conversation with Tom brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. I was becoming acquainted with Tom a few moments ago, and Clyde Fire Department for many years. Tom, when we think about it, my uncle Johnny Offman was a part of the Clyde Fire Department. The Offman family is. Fire departments around Indiana County, they're really a family affair, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. You get so many different families involved in these fire departments, and it becomes a real family legacy.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me your story. How is it that you came to become a firefighter?
Back when I was younger, my parents had a fire at their business, and just the response of the local community was unbelievable, and it just sparked something in me that I got to help. So,
yeah.
And so I started my career, and I was a junior fireman and just worked my way up.
When was that?
That was back in the 70s.
1970s.
Yeah.
A junior fireman back in the 70s. And now all of these many years later. Now, where did you start?
A little fire company in Potter County, Germania Fire Company.
Germania Fire Company.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I assume that it, like a lot of the fire companies around here, involved a whole bunch of firefighters just giving of their time, family operations, and those sorts of circumstances.
The amount of people we had back then, it was probably 5 or 6, maybe 7. It was a real small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you come to Indiana County, and how long have you lived in Indiana County?
I moved here in 77. I went to work for Penelec, and that's where I bought a house in Clyde, and that's how I got started.
Yeah. When you started with the Clyde Fire Department, and you met the folks who were involved in that one, and then got their association with Armagh'East Wheatfield as well, in with that fire department. I'm always interested in that welcoming atmosphere. That when someone comes into a fire department and says, "Hey, I'd like to volunteer. I'd like to become a part of your organization," open arms, right?
It was open arms, yes. And believe it, I started with John Offman, and he was one of the starting founders of the Clyde Fire Company, and very, very nice people, and they open arms.
Yeah. That's one of the great things about these local fire departments. Everybody knows everybody.
Yes.
And you all work together in order to bring about the best result when a fire strikes.
That's correct.
Probably you saw that very much in effect on Christmas Day this past year.
Yes, that was quite a fire.
The Roadster Factory fire, which took place just a week or so ago. When you have a big fire like that, and it is such an emotional thing for a community, and folks turn out to try to fight a fire like that, the amount of coordination that is required, it just must be tremendous.
It is. A lot on the line officers who, try to coordinate a lot of this and think in their head, what do I need to do next? And
yeah. Which hat did you put on that day?
I was a truck driver.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
For
the tanker for Clyde.
Uh-huh.
And, well, actually, then I got drafted into Armagh driving their tanker because they didn't have enough people to drive theirs. And we had somebody could drive ours, so I just got switched around.
Yeah. There's just a lot of coordination that has to happen in those times, though.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And in those situations, when you've got water supply shortages, and you're on the scene so long, we understand they're, keeping the trucks all gassed up because you're in the middle of December. It's freezing cold. You got to keep the trucks running. And
Christmas Day, nothing's open.
Yeah, yeah. But you all pulled it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a tremendous testament, I think, to the spirit of volunteers.
The community really came together, and I mean, we had volunteers to haul fuel to the trucks, and Red Cross and that. We got food for the guys, and everything just worked out.
For many, many years, you're with Citizens Ambulance as well.
Yes.
As an EMT. Was it an EMT?
EMT, yes.
Uh-huh. How did you get into that?
When I started with Penelec, I became a first responder through the company and did an in-house emergency service type thing, rope rescue and all kinds of stuff in there. Mm-hmm. And I just graduated to an EMT and decided to help more people on the outside.
Yeah. So Penelec, actually, as an organization, they've got a rescue arm as well?
Yeah, they have a CERT team in each station, and these guys are certified in rope rescue, high angle rescue, hazmat, all the good things that something can happen in a plant.
Yeah, yeah. So you're with a fire company, you're with an ambulance association, you're with Penelec too. You know as well as anybody how much training goes into doing what you do on a volunteer level. It's a tremendous commitment of time.
Yes.
And energy by everybody that's in a fire company and ambulance service as well.
Yes, and I retired from Penelec after 40 years service, and so now I devote more of my time to the fire companies. And
yeah. What do you say fire companies need most right now?
Volunteers.
Need people?
Yes.
Yeah. And there are a lot of people who probably say, well, I'm not qualified to do anything for a fire company. There's no place for me in a fire company.
There's always a place in the fire company for anybody. We can use them in the fundraising, the firefighting. I mean, there's always a place for somebody.
Yeah, maintenance of some sort.
Yes.
Whatever your skill set is, there's probably some sort of application with the fire company.
Yes.
You need bodies. Yeah,
bodies.
And young folks.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. The older folks are getting tired, but we'll still continue doing it.
You keep doing it as long as you can, but at some point, even the older folks that have been there for many, many decades, you have to step aside because you can't put yourself in danger and others in danger, and so the young folks have to step up.
Yes.
Yeah. What's going to be the key to recruiting them into the fire company?
We don't know.
Yeah.
We're trying everything, and talking to schools, doing different things, and you might get one or two people, and they may last a month. They may not even show up, and then you get the occasional one that'll become a.
They'll embrace it.
So
yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah, well, sure it is, but it's one of those things that every community needs is people like you that are willing to step up. When you found out that your name had been drawn and you were the first responder of the month, I'm sure that like all of the others who have been named first responder of the month, you said there are a lot of people that deserve it more than I.
Yes. Oh, there is. There definitely is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are great givers to their community. I'm going to ask Mark Burdig to come over. He has your First Responder of the Month plaque. Mark, this is certainly a great occasion when we get to meet another of our great first responders here in Indiana County.
Absolutely, and I happened to be at that fire at the Roadster factory covering it. I was the closest, I guess, on Christmas Day. And, Tom, you might have been there. You probably were when I was there, but I know it was on Christmas Day, starting early in the morning, 13 or 14 consecutive hours, and you had a rekindle, and that's just one example. On Christmas Day, you guys certainly are on the scene no matter what, 365, 24/7. I just heard your story. Incredible. On behalf of Renda Media and Rosebud Mining Company, we'd like to present you with this plaque as a show of our appreciation and thanks for all you do, not only at the Armagh'East Wheatfield, Clyde volunteer fire departments, but in your career as a volunteer. This is very well deserved, and from all of us at Rosebud Mining and Renda Media, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Tom Baker, Clyde Fire Department, Armagh'East Wheatfield Township Fire Department, Citizens Ambulance for many years as well. And Tom, I'm sure that you share that award with all of the folks down through the years that you've worked with.
Yes. Yeah, this goes right along the fire companies that everybody I work with, because without them, I'm just one person, and we're a group, and that's the way we are.
It's a family.
Yep.
It's a family. Tom, thanks so much for coming in to visit with us today. We appreciate it so much. Appreciate your service.
Well, thank you very much.
There's Tom Baker with us this morning. He is our first responder of the month, presented by Rosebud Mining, and we're grateful to him and for all